Hi, I'm McKenna Evans. I'm a PTA student here at Carrington College. Is it okay if I palpate your low back? All right, I'll have you lay in your stomach for me. We'll get started. To respect the client, I am going to be adding some draping. I'll add one more towel. I am going to be palpating Latissimus dorsi. The origin of Latissimus dorsi is the thoracolumbar fascia. Other origins include spinous processes T9 to L5. To palpate that, I will find the inferior angle of the scapula. Right here is the inferior angle of the scapula. I'm going to go over, and this is spinous process T7. I'm going to go down to, so T7, T8, T9. This is T9, so the starting point. So T9 to L5. So T9, T10, T11, T12, L1, L2, L3, L4, and L5. So L5 is right here. The posterior iliac crest is right here. The inferior angle of the scapula I already pointed out, but I'll point out one more time. The inferior angle of scapula is right here, and then the lower four ribs. To find that, I'm going to use a cupping motion. So I'm going to come down here to her side and use a cupping motion, and I can feel right here is her lower four ribs. Now the insertion of Latissimus dorsi is the bicipital groove of humerus. To palpate that, I am going to find the clavicle, follow the acromion, and go down. So right here, I see is her clavicle. Right here is her clavicle, acromion. I'm going to go down a little bit. I'm going to bring her arm out to the side, and I'm going to internally and externally rotate it to make sure I found the bicipital groove. I know I found it because if I go medially, I'll feel the lesser tubercle. More lateral, I'll feel the greater tubercle. So that is the bicipital groove of humerus. Now, to activate the lat muscle, I'm going to internally rotate her arm. So this is internal rotation of her arm. We're going to extend it and horizontally adduct it, and she's going to hold. I would also like you to depress your scapula by pushing it down towards your butt. Good. She has activated her lat muscle. You can relax. To stretch her lat muscle, I'll have her lay on her side with this arm facing the ceiling. So to stretch the lat muscle, I'm going to do the opposite of the action. I'm going to start by externally rotating her shoulder. I'm going to put her shoulder into flexion, and then I'm going to stabilize her iliac crest so she can get a good stretch, and I'm going to horizontally abduct it, so go outward. And where are you feeling a good stretch?
My back.
All right, perfect. So this is a good stretch. The nerve of Latissimus dorsi is the thoracodorsal nerve.